single thing in my life until that moment there. That's clip that you just saw was me getting my hand raised, not just the first time, but the third time that day. And I was declared the winner of my category for Muay Thai. I had won 3 out of 3 of my fights and I won gold. Gold for my basically the tournament. Now, I want to tell you, I want to show you how to be able to get to this stage as well. But in order for you to get to that stage, you can't just follow what exactly I do. You could, but the main thing, the main idea is that you also have to believe that you can also achieve the same idea. You can achieve this. I never thought I could, but if you keep on believing that you don't deserve the win, you're not going to get it. Okay? It's like the law of attraction, for example. Like, if you don't believe that something is going to happen, then it's not going to happen. The person who does believe that they'll eventually get it, if they put in the work, they will get it. Like, if I told you to, like, gun to your head, you had to learn German within a year's time, you would probably try to learn it. Or even if I told you had to learn it within a month's time, you would learn it because your life is on the line and you would eventually learn it. Okay? But a lot of people obviously don't speak German, and that's not my point. Basically, you need to believe that it is possible. Okay? You need to question, why not you? I had to question that to myself like multiple times, many times, because I've never won a single thing. I've never gotten first place in anything, ever, right? Like, younger, when I used to do karate and I had like a slight physical advantage because I was slightly older than them. The kids I was fighting were like 2 years younger. I was like 10, okay, so it's not really that competitive. But I never won a single one of my matches. Not a single one when I was a kid. I never even got past the first round because they would always land a strike and I could never reach them. Not exactly why I didn't do karate. Like, it's just like, I wanted to do Muay Thai because I feel like I enjoy it more. But basically, the whole idea, you need to be able to believe in yourself before anything else. You need to know that you can win as long as you put in the effort, as long as you keep showing up to your training, that you are putting in the reps to sleep, to make sure you're not doing these bad habits, okay? And that is how you are going to get your first win, all right? Not by thinking, oh, like, I might win. If you think you might win, you do not want to be in the ring. You need to fully believe that when you come fight day, you are going to win. Okay? You need to visualize. This is genuinely what I did. I'm telling you right now, hand on my heart, this is exactly what I did. I believed that I literally visualized the entire arena, the ring. Okay? I visualized what my opponent was going to do, how each punch might have felt in my knuckle, okay, how each move would flow throughout my body, how the blood will be pumping through my hands as it wrapped around the gloves. I visualized everything almost to like an artistic level of detail. I don't know how to describe that, okay? You almost have to be obsessed with it in order to win, okay? Like, looking at it now, it was obvious that I was going to win because of how much I was doing, okay? And not just that, I wasn't just showing up for like 5 hours a day just to train. I was doing it also quite like in a smart way, I'd say, because most people, they're very like old school, especially in Muay Thai. You're told to run 10Ks every day, but the thing is, like, for me, I don't really have strong shins. I feel like after one 10K, my shins just kind of get obliterated, and I hate that. I was smart about it. I did training that would still be beneficial to me, but I would still feel the benefits, right? Like, for example, instead of Running, I did a lot of rowing, like the rowing machine that you find in the gym. And I just set it to like 6 resistance. I don't actually know what it means, but I just I just set it to that. And then I just did it for like 45 minutes, right? But today we're not talking about exactly the training method. You'll be able to find other videos like that online, or like through your coaching, or you can, I have some videos about like training methods. You can just check out my channel. But you need to believe that you will win. Like literally, I journaled about this. I wrote many pages about this, about knowing that I would win. Okay, what that would look like, how I would win. Right? I visualized that I was going to knock out my opponent. All right. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't watch this, but I visualized that I would knock, like I had to fight 3 people, right? I visualized that I would knock whoever I was fighting out. And looking back at my fights, you could tell like I was on the verge of knocking other people out, but you could tell I also held back a little bit. There were times when, maybe it's just my better nature, but you could tell like I stopped chasing them. Okay, honestly, I should have kept chasing them because it's a fight. You're meant to try to knock them out, but I think I was just a bit too nice. Next time, if I were to fight again, I'm not gonna try to do that. But yeah, I just knew like, yeah, I don't want to hurt this person. I actually like, for each of my opponents, what I did was actually talk to them and just wish them luck as well, and told them I had a lot of respect for them, because that's just the kind of person I am. I didn't want to turn into the type of person that just tries to stare them down like that. That's not me. I want you to try to be the person that you are on that day. And personally, like, I'm quite a nice person. I like to talk to people. I like to talk to literally everyone, including like the ref, including like the opponent's like corner. Be very respectful, okay? This is a combat sport. Muay Thai especially is very respectful. Don't be an ass, okay? You will get a reputation, obviously, for that kind of thing, but I love this sport. Don't ever taint it. Yeah, just, you need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then no one else is going to believe in you. And there is a very good chance that medal won't even come to you. Let the medal come to you, okay? Literally believe it's true. It sounds really stupid. I know, it sounds voodoo, but what I've found is that this is true. It's one of the reasons as well. Now, before this, I was agnostic, meaning I wasn't really sure if there was a God, but I didn't outright deny that there wasn't anything at all. But now I would define myself as Christian, and I'm not here to tell you what religion to follow through. I don't care about that kind of thing. I care about my own growth as a person. And I found that basically every time I'm like fearful of something, like by a huge margin, I'll literally turn to God, and I've found that it's just the Christian God. So what I did as well, the effect of also not having like the confidence in yourself is that you also don't chase after, like, for example, if you have like a punch combo and it actually rattles them, you're not going to have in your mind the medals right there, right? Like, you're not going to see the path to get your win or anything. You're just going to hit them, and then you'll see them rattle, but it doesn't even register in your head. Like, this is genuinely like what I've experienced, that if I don't believe that I'll win a fight or like whatever, right, then I just won't see that my window to literally win is right there. If you believe that you can win, then you're going to see all of these openings, like, oh, his leg, he's not really checking this kick, or this jab is landing really well, so I can come in with maybe a cross, or I can fake it and go for the body. These kind of things become much more clear to you when your mindset kind of changes, when you know like if you know that the outcome of the fight is you will win, then it will become the answer literally becomes very obvious. And the way that you fight as well, becomes a lot more relaxed. Okay, you see many like beginner fighters, like they're when any of the first fights, they're like this, especially like first round coming in, they are going to be like this. They're very shaky. Okay, and what that does is obviously it doesn't like just only waste your energy, but this is very hard to, it's very hard to try to move, right? Like it's your muscles, when you're doing this, it tightens, and trying to punch, trying to attack becomes very difficult. Trying to defend also becomes very difficult because you're already wasting a lot of energy just by doing this. By being calm, by being almost like, it's honestly being more excited about being able to knock the other person out is way better than being scared all the time. Okay, like if there was one thing to take away, literally don't be scared that you are going to get knocked out. Be excited that you could knock the other person out. If you put in like the work, if you know you spend a lot of time on like the heavy bag or the punching bag, like drilling this combo that you know it works really well, you've been doing it, you've been shadow boxing, and then you've been watching yourself do it, you know how to like what it should come after. Like if he tries to teep, I'm just gonna do this and this and this. It should become very clear to you. Okay, it shouldn't be like you're walking into that match with no preparation. Okay, it's not like you're fighting this alien. You know what they are. They are also a person. Okay, they're going to be fairly similar experience to you as well. If it's your first fight, they might have a bit more, but honestly, if they have a bit more experience, that's better for you, because even if you lose, you learn so much more from that. And for them, they don't really learn that much because, well, like it's I guess it's kind of like a level 50 person beating like a level 1. Like it's like that kind of idea. Like what's the point then? Like trying to go back and do, it's like reciting your ABCs when you already know how to read a book. It's like that kind of idea. It's useless. There's no reason to do that. But another effect is like your breathing. Okay, you wouldn't believe how much your breathing, I guess your cardio, I should say, is affected by your own belief as well. Because if you are terrified, your breathing, your heart rate is just going to be higher. You might not even notice it during the match. You probably won't because of the adrenaline. Honestly, as well, because of the adrenaline pumping through your body, you're not going to be able to feel a lot of the impact. Like it won't hurt you that much. I promise you, the day after, your body will be sore everywhere. It will be sore, but that's for later. That's for your later self to kind of deal with. But your adrenaline is going to make you more tired than you would normally be during like a normal sparring session. During normal sparring session, you could probably go for what, like 10 rounds comfortable. In your first fight, it'll probably be 3 rounds and you'll still be tired despite your preparation. That's just because of the adrenaline, okay? So just keep that in mind. For something that's very important that your corner will probably tell you to do, it's just to breathe, and then they're just going to talk to you what they want you to do. And it is honestly so important that you listen to them. Don't try to go on and do your own thing, okay? They are your corner for a reason. They probably have more experience than you as well, okay? Don't think, okay, so he told me I should go high and then low, high and then low, so I'm just gonna knee him. No, just to follow their idea, because like they can see clearly. They're not the one that's panting. They're not the one that's heart is like up and then their mind is just fearful. Like just listen to them and then have the confidence, trust them, and have the confidence to literally take their plan into action, and it will work. It will work, okay? Because their mind is of someone that's have most likely have had multiple fights. You are probably just in your first fight or your second fight, whatever, okay? You want to be very, very confident. Even if you don't believe, even if you don't really, you need to start believing that you could win, is what I'm trying to say. You don't get into the combat sports thinking that you want to lose. That's not how you win. That's nothing. It's also kind of depressing. It's like no one enters the Olympics expecting to lose. They want to win. They're there to win. So you just go and yeah, you literally just get it. And even if you don't win, you will get very close to it. Okay, you might get second, you might get third, and that's already a lot better than just not, I guess. Really, that way you also push yourself a lot more. Okay, if you believe that you are going to knock the other person out, do you think you're going to slack off in training? I guess you could, maybe. Okay, but you'll also basically, I should explain this as well. You might hit a time during your fight where everything seems to flow. Okay, this becomes especially so if you become very confident and you become a more, it's very important that you become dominant. But if you don't become dominant during like the course of the fight, you might not hit it. But I'll just explain very quickly what it means. Right, you'll be able to hit the flow, like basically the flow state of a fight. Right, like everything, all your ideas seem to naturally work. Okay, like you don't have to think about it. You instinctually know what is going to work, and it just lands. Okay, and that's just like, it's your mind, how do I say this? It's your mind kind of taking all your sparring sessions, all those drills, all that conditioning, and then giving it all to you in like this amazing, like almost like a spiritual experience. And then you're able to just apply it during that moment with a person. You just go boom, boom, and everything just somehow works. Okay? You need to be comfortable with that feeling. During sparring, if you haven't had that feeling before, you need to feel it during sparring before you can feel it in the actual fight, because it's going to be a lot harder there. But I'm going to explain to you very quickly how to also reach it, because it's very important. Because when that happens, you will most likely either get a lot of points or you can even knock them out. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly explain how it works. So you want to just find an attack that you find very reliable to hit. Okay, and then you just start throwing everything at, like, once you hit that combo and you can see like, oh, their head is up, whatever comes to your head, right, just do that. Okay, cross, and then if you think, oh, I should do a left hook, then you do a left hook. You don't think, you shouldn't try to think about it though. Okay, everything should flow. This is why like doing drills is really, really, really important. I would suggest, especially like, almost treat yourself as like you're not just an amateur fighter, but like a professional fighter. And professional fighters, they basically train like 6 days a week. Yeah, six days a week for like 6 hours as well. It's just like their literal full-time job. But they don't have, you don't, if you see them, they don't just do like pads for 6 hours. It's like, it's more like 1 hour, then they might take a rest, then they'll do running, then they might take a rest, do some shadow boxing. They mix it with other stuff so then their body isn't fully fatigued and the nervous system gets a chance. That's a very, very important thing. Your nervous system needs to relax in order for your body to be able to recognize these kind of combos. Again, this relates to my earlier point. If your body is completely stiff, it's not going to see these points. It's not going to, your body doesn't want to move like that because it literally feels stiff. Okay, the more you're able to keep yourself calm and composed during the fights, the more confident you'll be as well to getting the win. If you're full of adrenaline, your mind is going to be harder to control. Okay, so your first barrier, your first like, the first thing that's going to help you do to control all of that is just through your breathing. Okay, like, maybe I'll post like a video of me fighting, but you'll be able to tell like when I'm fighting, I'm very, very calm. Like I fight very much like a traditional Thai fighter, where they have very explosive hits, but then they're back to their very calm, composed stance, and then they go again. Okay, it's like exchanges. Okay, it's not like one long exchange, but if you can do short exchanges, that's quite good, and then you can build on it, make it 5-piece combos, 10-piece combos. Okay, those tend to work really well, especially at like the amateur level. A lot of people like to just do just a few and then reset, especially in Muay Thai. But the longer of a combo you do, the less room that you give your opponent to breathe, and especially if they're more experienced than you, then it's harder for them to counter a long piece combo because they can only predict so many things after like 2 hits. Like you might do a jab, cross, and then roundhouse, okay? They might be able to see all of that and dodge all of that. Okay, annoying. Let's make a 5-piece combo then. It becomes a lot harder for them because they realize after the jab, it could just be a fake and then cross. Or it could be a jab, cross, and instead of a hook, it's actually an uppercut. A lot of things really play into, basically there's many ways you can win, is what I'm trying to say. And you shouldn't believe that you will lose. You should believe that you will win. All right, that's genuinely just that's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want like a generation of fighters that think I'm just in this just because I'm actually, no, you could say that you're just doing this for a bet. Honestly, that could go well, but I want you to try to win because you want to win, okay? Not just because you don't want to lose, but because you want to win. Sounds weird, but that's the best way I can really explain it. Yeah. If you want to see more videos like this, you can check out my channel. Bye bye.